Assalamualaikum, myself Amara Hadim. Topic of my talk is dynamical instability and modified gravity. Layout consists of introduction, Gauss-Bonnet gravity, life cycle of a star, equilibrium, stability, perturbation, adiabatic index, research work, and deadline conclusion. In 1905, Albert Einstein realized that the laws of physics are same for all the observers which are non-accelerated and the speed of light in vacuum is independent of the motion of observers. This was named as special theory of relativity. This theory provided a new framework for all of the physics and gave a new idea of space-time. Albert Einstein then spent 10 years in order to introduce acceleration in his special theory of relativity and published his general theory of relativity in 1915. In it, he explained that the massive objects cause a distortion in the space-time which can be felt as gravity. General theory of relativity explains the gravity on the way space can curve, or to put it more accurately, we can say that force of gravity can be associated with the changing geometry of the space-time. This is mathematically explained by the Einstein field equations which are given over here by R alpha beta minus half R G alpha beta equals kappa D alpha beta. Here R alpha beta is Ricci tensor, R is Ricci scalar, G alpha beta is metric tensor, kappa is coupling constant, T alpha beta is energy momentum tensor. These equations basically describe that how the matter tells the spacetime to curve and how the spacetime tells the matter to move. General theory of relativity not only explains the daily-life phenomena but also helps to illustrate the many phenomena happening in the cosmos. Now, how do we know that this theory is true? Well, like every newly presented theory, general theory of relativity also went through a series of the tests. It has passed successfully. That is why this theory is known as the most astonishing and beautiful theory of the era. Despite of many consequences, there are still some mysteries which are unexplainable by this theory. Explanation of these mysteries require the modification of general theory of relativity leading towards the formation of the modified theories. Gauss-Bonnet gravity is one of these modified theories. This theory was initially introduced by Nagiri and Odintsov in 2005. This theory can be modified by remodeling the Einstein-Hilbert action by adding some terms which are given over here by G equals R square minus R mu nu plus R mu nu rho sigma R mu nu rho sigma. Here R is Ricci tensor, R mu nu is Ricci tensor, R is Ricci scalar, R mu nu rho sigma is Riemannian tensor. This theory gives us information about the dark energy and the late time cosmic expansion. It is viable because it has passed many solar system tests. Stars. About thousands of years, man gazed with wonder at the stars which light up our night sky. Stars are basically the luminous balls of the superheated gases that have the hydrogen and helium inside their core that burn to produce light and heat. Aside from our sun, the dots of light we see in the sky are the light years from Earth. It is impossible to count the stars that exist in the cosmos. However, astronomers estimated that there exist about 300 billion stars in our Milky Way galaxy. Now, the question arises that from where these stars come and what type of material they are made up of. Well, away out in space there are huge clouds of gas and dust. And if one of these clouds of gas and dust is massive enough, then their own gravity causes them to fall in on itself. They start to become heavier and heavier, denser and denser, until the particles that which of gas and dust are made up of are brought close together. They start to stick together, they start to fuse, which is the energy source of every star. The star switches on and begins to shine. Inside every star there is hydrogen that fuses to form the helium. This process is known as the fusion. which provides the energy inside the every star. What happens to a star during the rest of its life depends on how massive it is at its birth. A star, just like our Sun, is in a delicate balance between the gravity that wants a star to collapse and the pressure that pushes outward that is produced from the energy during these fusion reactions inside their core. At some time in future, hydrogen runs out. At that point, core of the star started to fuse. It becomes denser, it becomes hotter until it starts to fuse the helium atoms themselves for the fusion reaction. When it starts to fuse the helium, it can make hydrogen and carbon the next heavier elements, oxygen and carbon the next heavier elements in the periodic table. When it starts to fuse the helium, a large amount of the energy is produced which causes the outer layer of the star to expand. The outer layer of the star become further and further from the middle and the force of gravity which they feel becomes weaker and eventually the star loses the whole of its outer atmosphere. The outer atmosphere of the star drifted away out into the space and then it expands to form a planetary nebula. When the outer atmosphere of the star is drifted away, all the remnant of a star is its dense dead core. A white dwarf is a remnant of the star when its outer atmosphere is drifted away. It is something that have a mass comparable to the sun, but its diameter is only about that of the earth. A white dwarf is a dead remnant of of a star at the end of its life, so there is no fusion reaction going on inside its core. But it's extremely hot, and over millions of years it gradually cools down to form a black dwarf. Black dwarfs are actually the hypothetical stars because there is no black dwarf that has been seen yet. Some of the stars are, however, much massive than the Sun and they spend entirely different lives. Such stars are able to fuse heavier and heavier elements inside their core. They become heavier, some of them grow up to 1,000 times the size of our Sun, until they fuse elements all the way up to the iron. Once they have an iron core, there is no more energy that can be obtained from the fusion reaction. Then the core starts to collapse, but then bounces off. Then there is a huge supernova explosion, and the outer atmosphere of the star is exploded off into the outer space. These supernova explosions are so powerful that when such of a star is exploded out into a galaxy, it can actually outshine the whole galaxy of which it is a part. For such supergiant stars, the only remnant is a superdense core known as a neutron star. These stars, these, these stars contain a 10 to 29 solar mass that is between the 10 to 29 solar masses, but it is about only 29 kilometers across. For the star most massive of all, when the collapse happens, then it can form a black hole. A black hole is a place where the gravity is so strong that even light cannot escape out of it. So we can say that the stars are actually the factory making place for the elements. Now, what is equilibrium? Equilibrium is a condition of our body or a state of our body when all the forces acting on our body cancel each other's effect or resultant of the acting forces is equals to zero. There are three states of equilibrium: stable equilibrium, unstable equilibrium, and neutral equilibrium. These three states can be illustrated with the help of the example. When a ball is placed on a surface of a table, it is in equilibrium, and when it is displaced by external forces, it will still remain in its new position. This is known as the neutral equilibrium. However, when a ball placed on a surface of a hemisphere is disturbed by some external forces, it can never restore its original position. So, this is known as the unstable equilibrium. When equilibrium placed on the surface of a hemisphere. And when a ball placed inside a ball is disturbed by some external forces, it will regain its original position of equilibrium. This is known as the stable equilibrium. Stability. Stability is actually a condition of a body to being stable or equilibrium that resists the change. Or we can say that it is a tendency to resist the perturbation. We can also define the stability as property of our body that causes it to restore its original position when disturbed by some external forces. There are two types of stability: dynamic stability and static stability. Static stability is the initial condition of our body to restore its original position. Static stability is also further classified into three types: positive static stability, negative static stability, and neutral static stability. In positive static stability, when a body is disturbed from its position of equilibrium by some external forces, it will regain its position of equilibrium. In negative static stability, the body can never regain its position of equilibrium. And in neutral static stability, body will remain its new position. Now, dynamic stability. Dynamic stability is In dynamic stability, we discuss the time changing behavior of our body when disturbed by some external forces. It is also further classified into the three types: positive dynamic stability, negative dynamic stability, and neutral dynamic stability. In positive dynamic stability, the disturbance produced in the body will dismiss after some time. And in negative dynamic stability, the disturbance will increase. And in neutral stability, dynamic stability, disturbance will never decrease. Perturbation is basically a disturbance in a state of equilibrium or motion. In cosmology or in astronomy, we can define it as disturbance of the regular and usually elliptical course of motion of a celestial body that is produced by some external forces. Adiabatic index is basically a ratio of the specific heat at a constant pressure to the constant volume. It gives us information of the stability of a celestial body by telling us about the stiffness of these objects. So we can say that it is a fundamental object in the study of the gravitational collapse. Motivation. Bajeev et al. Investigated the covariant and Gauge invariant perturbation equation and found that cosmological data highly constrains FG models. Cleese and Tsukwa studied the solar system constraints on cosmologically feasible FG gravity model and calculated some corrections to the vacuum Schwarzschild solution. Also, they performed some experiments for assessment of stability for the modifications of GR. Coher et al. Presented the decelerating power law solutions for particular form of FG theories. Laskar et al. Proposed that when the universe enters a phantom phase, a particular class of FG has power law solutions irrespective of the matter-dominated and accelerating power law solutions. As Globe et al. Analyzed the lambda CDM model with the help of the Gauss-Bonnet gravity model. These theories also help to illustrate the dark energy and the inflation of cosmos. Next, the alternative cosmological solutions were constructed. De Laurence et al. Observed the cosmological inflation in the background of FRG, and two results were calculated representing the arise of two inflationary structures. Research work. For the study of the dynamical instability, we have considered a spherically symmetric and isotropic fluid, and for this the line element is given by dr square equals minus a square dt square plus b square dr square plus r square d theta square plus r square sin square theta d phi square. Its metric distribution is given by the energy momentum tensor, which is given over here, where v alpha is for velocity and chi alpha is unit for vector. Now, to the general theory of relativity, we have modified the action integral by adding some Gauss-Bonnet gravity, which is given over here. The modified field equations are given over here by G alpha beta plus D alpha beta equals T alpha beta, where D alpha beta is defined over here. The non-trivial components of modified field equations are given by equation number 1, 2, 3 and 4, where chi i's, alpha i's, phi i's, psi i's and eta i's are defined as here. Corresponding Ricci scalar is defined in equation number 5 and the mass function is given as here. Non-trivial components of the Bianchi identities are given in the equation number 6 and 7, where D1, D2 and D3 are dark source terms which are defined as. Now, in order to construct the collapse equation, we will apply the perturbation scheme to the modified field equations and the Bianchi identities. So, we have defined the perturbation scheme as given in as shown in the screen, shown on the screen. Here, epsilon is very small quantity. Now, when the perturbation is applied on the modified field equations, then the static part is given by the equation number 8, 9 and 10. And the perturbed configuration is given by the equation number 11, 12, 13 and 14. When we apply these perturbation to the Bianchi identities, we get the static part which are shown in equation number 15 and 16, and this perturbed configuration is shown in equation number 17. Now, integration of the equation number 15 yields the equation number 18 and perturbation of equation number 5 gives the equation number 19, where omega is defined over here. Suitable solution of equation number 19 is given as t equals minus exponential of square root alpha t. Now, we can relate pressure and energy density by the equation of state which are given in the equation number 20. When we substitute the value of mu bar in equation number 20, we get the equation number 21 and equation number 22. From equation number 19, we can write equation number 23, and when we substitute equation number 19, 21, 22 and 23 in equation number 17, we get equation number 24, which is a collapse equation. Now we will apply some limits on the collapse equation to get the instability constraints. In Newtonian limit, we assume that A node is equals to 1, B node is equals to 1, mu node is much greater than the PR node, and mu node is much greater than the P perp node. When we apply all these constraints to the collapse equation, then we get the equation number 24 can be reduced to the following inequality. This inequality basically depends upon the energy density, anisotropic pressure, and the dark source terms. This shows that the celestial body will be unstable until this inequality holds. In post-Newtonian limit, we assume that A node equals 1 minus m node over r, B node equals 1 plus m node over r, mu node is much greater than the PR node, and mu node is much greater than P perp node. And when all these conditions are imposed to the collapse equation, then we get the following inequality. This inequality also depends on anisotropic pressure and energy density and dark source terms, where L and M are defined as given below. Conclusion. Here we have considered an anisotropic spherically symmetric fluid in the background of Fg gravity, and we have calculated some instability ranges. For this purpose, we have firstly calculated modified field equations and dynamical equations. Then we have applied perturbation scheme to all the equations to get their the perturbed and static configuration, and then we have calculated collapse equation. And from this collapse equation, we have calculated the instability conditions which in the form of the adiabatic index, which depends on the anisotropic pressure, energy density, and dark source terms. Thank you.